Hi, welcome to One Word a Day. I'm Sophie, your pilot into the universe of Chinese. We are going to continue our flight. Okay, yesterday we talked about 势不两立, how two alphas cannot stay in the same pack. So eventually one have to be the standing leader, the other one have to, submit. So 势不两立 talks about it cannot be two double, like double stand. You cannot have two leaders standing in there. And 势 is depicting as who is the leader, who is the force there. And 安身立命 is today's word, which is another important phrase in Chinese. And Chinese have a very succinct way to say how you survive, how you stand in your life, basically. So we have 安身立命, we have 身 and 命, and are nouns, and 安 and 立 are words or depicting the state of 身 and 命. Okay, so I guess we can do this 安 立 first because it's a carryover from yesterday. We talked a little bit about how the similarities between English stand versus the Chinese stand. And Chinese have this visual way to depicting a standing pose, right? So this is a ground, and this is the human figure with the arms spread out and with two legs spread open. And it's standing, the stance is kind of facing the audience, and also a little bit wider than the shoulder width. So that's a more balanced stand. So it's almost like the same as stand your ground or stand up tall against whatever forces, like you are on your own, you stand on your own feet. So that kind of concept. So that's our stand, similar in a sense to English. And then we have 安. 安 simply means secure, safe. And we have this 安, well, 安 also translated as peace. I mean, one is peaceful, it's secure for us, right? So it's similar connotation, a little bit different, right? So 安 here means secure because we have this depiction of this dome, this space with a chimney on top. That's our private domestic space. And within the space, this is a female figure in there. So if a female figure in this domestic space, that means the woman is protected, is safe, is secure within that space because it's private. It's like free from exposure to at least the natural element, right? And I guess back then, the city police back then also did a good job. Well, what I heard is there are curfews every night. So during the night, there are patrols on the street. You're not supposed to be caught in the middle of the night going out. And that's not like, if you're going out like a floater, going out in town after a certain hour, right? The curfew, when it's enforced, you're not supposed to be out there, caught out there. That's disobey of the curfew rule. And I was guessing the curfew rule was set up back then to prevent ill-intended activities. Like what else you cannot do in the daytime? You have to go about in the nighttime to do it, right? Must be something submissive, some subvertive, like something you're not supposed to be seeing. And you have to carry out that activity in the night, under the cover of the night, right? And that's how the security was practiced back then, to have this curfews every night. And so the town was closed as well, right? So that's from outsiders from the town, and the streets are closed, so to speak, were closed. So the curfew practiced every night. So in that way, if you're within this private domain, within the household, you're safe, because very unlikely some night travelers are going to knock on your door or break into your room. So in that sense, woman within this domain is secure, is safety. So that's, and okay, so now we have 身 and 命. They pair differently. So it's not switchable. You cannot say 安命立身. You have to say 安身立命. Why? I'm going to tell you. Okay. So even if secure and stand, both are positive meanings. They pair with different nouns. So kind of depicting different levels of existence, right? Okay, let's put it this way. Shen is your physical existence, your body. And this is simply a depicting visual representation of a human body with the rib cages. And okay, the top here is a human figure, actually. So the whole thing is a whole human figure. And then we have this rib cages, we have this 2 legs. I don't know why there's a tail looking thing. I don't know why, but that's the side view of human body. So basically you have limbs and you have rib cage. And on the top, there's this human figure sideways, like hunching over human figure. So the whole concept is a visual representation of a physical existence of you. Secure that. And then the second layer is livelihood. So it's like over time, not only the physical existence, like that's the essential, like you first physically exist on this planet. And yes, that's a kind of existence, but the second level of that is you can make a living, like you have income, outcome, you have in and out, you have transactions, you can make enough money to cover your ends. So that's our Ming in this concept. So I translate it as livelihood. I guess it's a good application of that. So Ming came from this triangle top image. We saw this symbol in concept of Jin. So I interpret it as the past, the future, the present. This 3 blocks, forever loop, right? So always past, present, future loop. But it also can mean the authorities because there's a pointy roof, and that's some pointy roof place is the government agency. So imagine that's the ancient Chinese way to depict White House. So that's with that symbol, that means some authority, okay? And then the left side is the mouse symbol. So mouse symbol means somebody giving you orders, speaking, giving you directions, what to do, how to do. Probably not how to do, but at least what to do, what you can and cannot do. Right, so that's giving orders. So that's rule setting, and this is the authority visual representation of that authority agency out there ruling your life, giving you orders. And as a result of that is like that human figure side view is kind of hunching over. So that's a submission position. So you're kind of, you lower your head, hunch your back, and even your knees are kind of bended a little bit. So that's a side view, profile view of human figure kind of in submission. It's kind of like that. Okay, you cannot see me in full, but that's the sense of a person in submission, like following the directions and obeying the authority. And that's the original meaning of somebody who knows the position in their life, basically. They are law-abiding citizens. I mean, there were no citizen concept back then, but your law-abiding, good, ruled people under certain ruler, under certain rule, right? So basically, this is rule, this is ruler, right? And you are ruled. So that's how the Ming connected. But eventually, this Ming also extended to beyond the local authority, beyond the ruler, beyond the verbiage from that ruler to give you what to do, what not to do. Extended further into beyond the human ruling, it's nature's ruling as well. Because in this concept of Ming, Chinese do capture not only the thing, like a rule, law and order. Okay, that's written, it's clear. Everybody knows the rules to play of the game, right? But there is this big mystery part of luck involved, fortune involved. Like you cannot really tell down the road which trade you're in or which geolocation you're in can max out your, best livelihood you can make, right? That's up to personal choice. And when you're standing in today, you cannot really tell in the future what's going to happen to you. What's the bigger trend beyond you, right? What's the uncontrollable part of your life? And so that was captured in this Ming as well. It's the known law and order thing, and also the unknown, the luck, the fortune, the mysterious part of life. So Ming, often Chinese will say, understand your Ming. It's like you know your track, you know your life story, basically. You know your script, basically, right? But that's kind of a destiny, kind of a sense of destiny. You have a preset track that you're supposed to take. That's the sense of life's arc. You have this predetermined track through life that's written for you before you even take your first step. So that's the sense of Ming here. But here there is a little bit of flip. I translate it as livelihood. It's like the way to make a living. So you have to use Li Ming there. It means like you can stand on your own foot. You can make a living basically on your own. So not only your body, your physical existence is secure, your financial probably here is more applicable here. Your financial existence can stand. You're not going bankrupt in today's concept. Like you can feed yourself and eventually your family and grow a bigger family if you can afford to, right? So that's Anshen Li Ming. And we have Anshen Li Ming in 4 characters. And now I separate each one and how you have to pair it in this way. But in English, try to find a corresponding concept. I boil down to established. I hope I do justice to the Chinese concept of you're safe and secure. That's the basic level. But also financially, you find your trade. You have a profession that can sustain you, your living, and your family. And I guess that's kind of like you're established. You figure out your way. You already know how to make a living in this world. So that's the sense of established. And I put this craftsman, I guess kind of like a sewing machine workshop image. It looks like the dimly lit. And I use that as kind of established. It's like he probably throughout his life has been doing this, and he's good at it. He can make a living out of it. That's why he is in this setting. It may not be like the best for everybody, but that's his way of making through life, through this trade. And so that's my visual explanation of Anshen Li Ming. Simply means you find your way so that you're physically secure and financially secure. You can stand, you can exist. So that's our Anshen Li Ming. Catching to the currency of thinking by one word a day with Sophie. See you another day.